Hello, this is Horror Studio 1, and this is my unedited podcast. Hello, this is Horror Studio 1, coming to you once again with his unedited podcast. How is everyone doing today? Not bad, not bad. If you guys notice, you guys may not notice, but if you guys ever notice, my voice today is kind of raspy. It's sexier than before. The reason it's kind of raspy is because I recently went to karaoke with my family, and I love to sing, so I sang quite a bit, and it's caused my voice to be kind of raspy. And yesterday, thank God, before I went there, I recorded a bunch of videos, or else that whole day I would not have been able to open my mouth to say anything, kind of thing, because did a lot of screaming and all that kind of stuff. So today my voice is a bit better. I still was able to record videos, but yeah, if you guys are wondering why it sounds raspy, this is why. But I don't think it's that big of a problem right now, because I've been having some honey lemon juice, and that's always great for your voice, kind of thing. So really want to thank my honey lemon juice. So yeah, thus my voice is kind of raspy. That's kind of why. Also at my house recently over the summer, my family likes to take in a lot of people, so there's been a lot of people living in my house lately, so to record videos every day, making it a daily thing or something like that, has been progressively become harder and harder. But I do try, and I manage my time well. School hasn't started yet, so I guess I have a bit more free time on my hands where I can manage it better, and I record when no one's home, or I just make the best of it, kind of thing. So for those individuals who doubt my sincerity, this is it. I really like making videos, so I use all my time and energy into finding ways to do that. Loopholes to make videos for you guys, for Horror Studio 1 as well. And if you guys have been noticing, I have been uploading a lot more deep web videos. I really find them very interesting. I guess the difference between me and some other horror narrators on YouTube is that I generally find things interesting, and I think the way I approach many of these videos that I do is I feel like I'm a fan, I feel I'm more of a fan of the videos I narrate and the stuff I talk about as opposed to someone who's a authority, if you guys know what I'm saying. Even when I record videos, podcast, or even my, true countdown videos, I approach it more as someone from the outside looking in, as opposed to a supernatural, authoritative, all-knowing individual who narrates ghost stories, kind of thing. So I guess that's why I hit a chord with a lot of you guys, because you guys are fans of horror, and I'm a fan of horror, and I'm basically just a fan of horror who just happen to like making videos and posting them online. So I guess that's kind of why we've kind of synchronized our channels. I'm not even sure what I'm trying to say. I know what I'm trying to say, but I just can't find the words to say. Like, we have common interests with me and you guys that listen to me, because we're all the same type of people, basically. So and I don't try to make myself bigger than you guys. I try to reply to you guys. I know that's been not as good as before lately, but I've been trying harder to reply to every comment. It's just shit's busy, lots of people in my house, lots of things going on. So yeah, but I will try my best, and come September, things will be a lot more formal, I guess, or a lot more repetitive. There'll be more scheduled in everything I do on YouTube and in life as well. So if you guys are interested in my life, some of you guys told me to make a video about myself, not even a Q&A, just basically make a podcast about myself. Hey, you know what? I promise you guys that will come one day when I feel like I've hit the numbers I wanted to hit, achieve the milestones that I wanted to achieve. I will have no problem sharing myself with the internet, with the world, basically, with YouTube. But until then, just bear with me a bit longer, guys. You guys are already learning a lot about me through my podcast anyway, so yeah, just bear with me a bit longer, and I will one day show you guys who I really am. That sounds so creepy. An alien or something like that. So yeah, let's try to get into today's topic. So yeah, see, now you guys are probably starting to hear my raspy voice because it's starting to come up now. So I'm gonna get a drink of my sweet honey lemon water, and then I will start the very intriguing conversation of today. Give me guys 1 second, bros. That is soothing as hell. Anyways, the topic of the day, I found it in an article, is the online pedophile community. So, I recently found an article online in which a ex-undercover individual in the deep web has posted saying that they spent various months inside the online community, various months undercover in an online community of child molesters, learning their lingo and studying their ways as a part of a research project. So she wasn't a cop, but she was there, and she was doing all of these things. She's made it very clear in the article that she's never viewed child pornography, but she's done various research, I guess, through chats and joining the communities that they are in, and doing a project on that. And I guess with the whole popularity of the deep web right now, she uploaded this article she wrote online, and it has received insane notice. I guess just due to the popularity of the deep web, and how a lot of people are interested in it right now. There's various things that she talked about. There's a site, really. Okay, first of all, she goes out to saying that like 80% of the people that go on the deep web is there to find child pornography, and recently, she learned of a site for child pornographers to upload their own content on the deep web. It's really sad, but yeah, here it is. It's called 7AXXN, and everyone there was extremely guilty of many charges. It's basically a really, how do you say it? It's a sex club kind of thing. It's a child pornography club, and it's very exclusive to individuals. The only way to get into 7AXXN is to get an invitation from someone that's already inside. And for them to trust you, and because it's everything they're doing there is so illegal, the only way for anyone to actually trust you, to allow you into that club, into that group, into that community, is if you provide a link to child porn every 10 minutes. If you don't, you get kicked off. The reason for that is it gets the every user to basically incriminate themselves. So even if you were to go to the cops eventually and tell them about this website, your hands are dirty as well. You fucked up. You did something as well. So the users that are in that club are less likely to eventually go to the cops, basically, because they are themselves guilty of whatever they're trying to tell the cops. Basically, that's what they do. And this individual that wrote the article said that they had no child pornography, so they could only kind of look from the outside. But it's very frightening. The thing that I found the most interesting or whatnot was that there are actually two opposing camps of child molesters. They said 7AXXN, the community is over 90,000 registered users. Just videos after videos of child pornography, But in that community, there's two very interesting camps of child pornographers, basically. The two camps can be split into child lovers and child molesters. Now, you may be asking yourself, what the fuck's the difference? Okay, child lovers and child molesters, but those individuals that are in the group have very distinctive ways in which they tell the difference between the two groups. And basically, child lovers are individuals who believe that what they're doing to children is generally not wrong. They just believe that society has brainwashed us to feel that making love to children is wrong. But they feel that in their own, universe, their love for children is boundless. Their love for children is as acceptable as a man loving a woman, basically. And their sexual acts with children are just as acceptable as well. They truly do believe that. If you were to call a child lover a child molester or a criminal or a rapist, they would be offended. They would have long debates to to kind of divide themselves from who they really believe to be child molesters. And there's a community of people who believe if you called them child molesters, they would be offended by the fact, why are you calling me child molester? I love children. I want to be with children, and I believe I want to sexually enjoy children. And they believe that that is 100% right in their minds, And child molesters are the outright deviant individuals on that site, which are basically people who know what they're doing is fucked up, who would not tell anyone what they're doing because they know that it is a crime. And the fact that they will go to extent of violently abusing a child is that they would be able to do that. They would accept that what they're doing is not right, but they would go to the extremes of doing that. They would kidnap a kid from the street, bring it home, and sexually abuse that kid. Those are child molesters. And for the child lovers, they believe that that is disgusting. They believe that generally they would not have to kidnap or commit any other crimes to a kid. They believe that kids will generally love them. And that's, I guess, their perspective of the world. They believe that what they're doing is not child abuse. It's a genre of oh my god, this is so fucking horrible. It is a genre of child porn called hurtcore. And hurtcore is basically, I guess, the same fucking meaning that normal, people use for hardcore. So hurtcore porn is basically abusing the child. And a lot of child lovers say that it's not right to do hurtcore. They believe that they softly make love to a child. They don't have to rape them. They don't have to victimize them. They're not exploited. They believe what they're doing is a mutual sexual relationship with someone who just happens to be a kindergartner. Basically, I can read you guys a excerpt from, I guess, posted by a fucking child lover. He said, and this is talking about hurtcore porn because he was really offended by hurtcore. He's like, nope, I'm not gonna hurt a child, I'm just gonna make love to them, kind of thing. So he said, enjoy what you want, that's your business, not mine, but don't you dare ever paint me with the same brush as you do yourself. And don't call me and don't ever call yourself a child lover either. You've got some nerve. Do you think that stealing something is the same as buying it too? Well, if that's the case, I hope you open a shop in my village soon. Of course, I myself would never steal anything from you. The only people you'd have to worry about is people just like yourself. What a way to go through life, having no desire to ever look in a mirror and see someone you could possibly respect. So basically, this child lover is really mad that they're painting him the same brush as calling him a criminal, when he truly believes that what he's doing is not hurting anyone. And I really have, what, I'm not gonna say I have no comment, because I do have a fucking comment. This is fucking disgusting shit, dude. But I mean, this reminds me of, I always think back to like ancient Greek. If you guys have, no history or those times, And not just Greek mythology either. I mean, when they documented Greek times and Roman times, like back in the day, those guys had sex with kids. You know, really rich individuals had sex with kids, and they were in relationships with kids. And back then in the Greek society, like ancient Greece, of course, I'm not talking about right now, like ancient Greece, they had no problem with that, you know? I mean, and I'm talking about in the time of like Aristotle, Plato, like it was those times where, you know, guys or rich men with power would have lovers who were like 6-7 years old, and he would have sexual contact with those kids. And no one thought shit about that, you know? No one thought that was wrong or nothing like that. You know? And I mean, that's kind of like the same kind of theory that I guess the child lovers are going by. Like, they don't believe that a kid has to be murdered or something, like, you know, after they have sex. He believes that, and it's in the article as well. In the quote, it says the child's innocence, and it talks about it's because they believe that it's because society has told us that a children doesn't know what's happening. A child is innocent. When they believe that probably a child is not innocent, that a child is beyond their years or something, or know exactly what is going on, or that a child has the capability of loving someone as the same way a 24-year-old woman has the same way of loving someone. That is the idea of child lovers, and that is why they're so pissed off by the fact that people are calling them that, you know? So that is just one interesting thing I found about that whole community, you know? I can't believe that there was actually 90,000 members. That's more subscribers than I have right now. I just can't imagine. Oh god, that's so fucked up. And then there was there's one part that's really fucking disgusting as well. I can tell you guys a bit about that because it says that on that site 777, a family of that stuff. Basically, a woman with the name Sarah the Cunt claims that because she was molested by her dad as a young girl, and which she enjoyed, she grew up taking pride in her identity as a pedophile. So, as she was trying to find her Mr. Right to get married and start a family, she basically found a guy she met in, what else, a pedophile chat room named Brian, in which they married 3 months later. Now, these two individuals have started a family of their own flesh and blood. They promise that together they will start a family in which she believes will be they'll bring them up pedophile. So they're bringing up pedo. So as some individuals' kids are brought up to believe various things about the world, their kids are going to believe that pedophilia is okay. And they have set various rules when doing acts of pedophilia against their own flesh and blood children. Number 1, no sexual contact before the age of 5. Number 2, if anything made them uncomfortable, we will not continue it. They could always say no. Number 3, no form of physical punishment ever, including spanking. Number 4, sex or withholding sex could never be used as punishment. And these are rules for fucking kids. Number 5, never lie to our kids. Number 6, zero censorship in any form. Well, as the article states, as the person who wrote this article states, and I believe the same shit, if you raise your fucking kids to believe that pedophilia is okay, and that what you're doing to them is okay, how the fuck, would they ever say no? If you're teaching someone yes, 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 all their life, how the fuck will they ever learn the word no? if the first thing my parents taught me was that I should get punched in the face every single day, even by the time I'm 25, I will not say no to someone punching me in the face because I've been raised like that motherfucker. I have no outside sources that tell me otherwise, right? And then in this article, Sarah the cunt has stated that she has already broken her own rule number 1. No sexual contact before the age of 5. So she's already molested her kid who is under age 5. Her own flesh and blood child. And she's a pornographer on that site. So she makes videos of her doing that kind of stuff. Much like YouTubers, that's the kind of stuff they post. Okay, yeah, so it's pretty graphic. I'll tell you the title of this article. It's pretty long. It's got 5 main points and stuff like that. The title is 5 Things I Learned Infiltrating Deep Web Child Molesters, and you guys can find it on Google, and it was just recently uploaded. It's a very... I'm gonna call it interesting because I find it interesting. I mean, it's fucking disgusting. It's like demonically disgusting, but I mean, I guess humans are sick. And even I guess myself, I am interested in... Because you never think that this would exist. This is this kind of shit that even in your worst, stupid daydreams or something, you would be like, would a parent, rape their kid and then throw it online? Like you with your drunk friends, making fun of your friend's mom, making fun of your friend, using those kind of insults. Like, that's the shit that you would think of when you're 12 and use it as an insult to your best friend. You wouldn't think that would actually exist in this world. So please, if you guys, I guess, are interested, go check out that article. Once again, every time I post anything about this kind of content, I strongly disagree with everything that's happening. And I don't recommend anyone going on the deep web. I've never been there. I've never watched any of this kind of stuff. And I'm getting a knock on my door right now, actually. Yeah, okay. See what I said about a lot of people living in my house? That's what I was talking about. Anyways, I guess they didn't know I was recording a video. So, hey, that just shifted the mood. Okay, so, I'm just gonna kind of wrap up. I still have one thing to talk about, though. When I was in high school, I read a novel for school called Lolita, and it actually talks, because it kind of did remind me of that novel, the child lovers thing, because basically it talks about this man who is infatuated with this little girl named Lolita, but he's always trying to say that this little girl is actually seducing him. But of course, he lives in his own world. A lot of the story is told from the whole story is told from first person, so he narrates the whole thing. And he's an unreliable narrator in which he says this little girl has been trying to seduce him into having, sex and stuff. But in reality, this is a child molester's story about him basically drugging this little girl and molesting this little girl. So, if you guys have read that in high school, I guess comment in the section below what you guys thought about it. It's a very controversial book that we had to read in high school. I don't know why they would let us read that, but at that time I found it, wow, this is pretty hardcore stuff, and it talks a bit about that, and it just reminded me about the child lovers, because as I read more about this child lovers divide between these two communities, think about how fucking big that community would have to be for there to be a divide of subcategories, subgenres, and all that bullshit. Anyways, it kind of reminded me of that novel that I read in high school, so I just wanted to talk a bit about that as well. So I really have to thank the person that knocked my door, because I would have been really depressed when I would round this up, and I would probably have to go and, do some shit. I don't know, work out or something to make myself feel happier, or sing or some shit like that. But yeah, that's the deep web for you. So if you guys want to go check out that article, go check it out. If you guys like my videos, comment, like, subscribe. Everyone says it. So yeah, that is the story about the deep web. So this is Horror Studio 1, and it was great talking to you guys again today. And I guess I'll be going now. So thank you guys once again for listening. Love you guys. Bye.